we have several different. Satanic folk music was one that we used to use quite a lot. That shut them up.
Yeah, satanic.
Satanic folk music.
Yeah.
What else? Death umpa. That was another phrase that we've used before. Rectian street cabaret was another sort of term. Punk polka.
Punk polka.
Yeah, yeah. Or we say, if we just want to kind of be nice, just say we're like a jazz band.
You are in, swear you won't resort to gin, as fierce uprisings were put down, time after time inside the town.
I think it's quite English. It's got a sort of a dark sort of sense of humour that I think is particularly English. Self-mocking kind of term, you know, about you know, trying to undermine authority. I think that's a very English kind of quality. We're sort of Dickensian in a way, talking about social ideas. You know, it's almost like reporting, like you know, like newspapers do, talking about social ills and you know, and the terror. You know, there's a kind of Victorian kind of thread that runs through the way Martin tells the stories. I think it's a kind of a narrative that is very kind of literature based, really.
Yeah. Oscar Wilde. Yeah,
Oscar Wilde.
Oscar Wilde.
And there's the English
there, you know.
English music hall, which was quite, you know, used to be quite lots of innuendo. They would like imply lots of sort of dirty things, but in a kind of funny way.
Well, as you've often done before, my neighbour from next door, one fine summer's day went out to see the shops and walk about, and as he found it up off,
You know, just England had a lot of crime. A lot of people coming in and out of England.
Poverty.
There's lots of poverty, lots of crime, lots of rich people, lots of poor people. I think if you kind of put all those things together, you kind of end up getting stories, and I think the English are pretty good at writing sort of narrative stories. They're not as poetic maybe as the French or the Italians, so they kind of tend to, they're sort of more, you know, they tend to want to write a kind of a narrative, and I think somehow that seems to work well in English. You know, so like English people seem to like stories of crime and you know, terror and horror. Agatha Christie, all those sort of things. Yeah, they just seem to work well. You know, you come from that tradition. You know, you don't know why it starts. It just seems to be, it exists in the culture.
well, they calling you a sinner. Well, they call it public sin. And you're taking all the men because you yearn for love. Well, they call it a sin to God above.
I write them and then I tend to practice, and then I practice them, because what we find is that if I don't practice them and get them quite developed, then I'm wasting Adrian's time, really. I've got to actually, you know, so I practice them quite a bit before usually, and then I bring them. And we used to do it. In fact, there was a time when I'd actually I'd practice them and write and practice them, and then I'd just turn up at the show and do it. And Adrian, the other Adrian, that was the drummer, they'd never heard them before, but we moved on from that now.
I mean, now once Martin's kind of written a song and got an arrangement, we start playing it, and then the arrangement usually develops over playing. Like the songs we've been playing now, we've been changing the arrangements a bit, trying to make them, you know, stronger, tighter. So you know, I come up with my parts and try and fit them around the vocals and the melodies, and it becomes more. The more we play the songs, the more kind of clear it becomes what we need to do with them as far as dynamics and arrangements. But we can still be quite flexible with them. We can still stretch things out and contract things or speed things up, or you know, we have to play them in front of an audience. The thing is that I think that makes us different from most bands is that the songs kind of more, they're not rehearsed and then we just presented to an audience. We kind of have a loose kind of structure, and then the more we play them in front of actual people, the more they kind of develop to suit, to work with an audience.
Well, your public, they adore you. Well, the streets, your funeral line, but the church, it has condemned you.
faced many forms of hostility over the years, physical, verbal, political, religious. Yeah, religious. We've had a few people in Australia campaigning to ban us before we even get there. New Zealand, Russia, we've had a few people complaining that we're Satanist. You know.
And they used that. So there was a Russian journalist described Adrian as wearing the
I collected the dresses of murdered prostitutes. Apparently, quite know where you would buy the dresses of murdered prostitutes. Unless he's assuming that I was murdering prostitutes and then collecting their dresses, which was a nasty inference.
Everywhere else over Europe, we played 200 people in Nazi clubs.
We're a skinhead band, apparently. So anyway, so we've had that sort of persecution and insult.
People throwing things at us.
People have tried to fight us.
Yeah.
We just tried to fight Martin, and I have to kind of jump.
The crack of doom is coming soon. 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 The crack of doom.
Our vision of hell, I don't know what our vision of hell is, really. Probably our vision of hell would probably be this, probably playing in the band for all eternity. Or other people watching, or watching other people play Tiger Lily songs for all eternity.
Tribute bands.
A tribute bands, one after another, endlessly bad, endlessly awful, playing the same songs over and over again, while we have to sit there.
And we have to drink baby sham.